Hello, and welcome back to another season of Dine-In Divas. Happy Pride, y'all. I'm so excited to be in downtown Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, filming this newest season at Karma Entertainment Complex. Today, I'm joined by a fabulous guest. This girl is educated and she's a queen. Make some noise for the newly crowned Emerald Envy. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm feeling blessed and highly favored.
As you should.
I see you got some new jewelry on.
I do. I, as of Sunday, am your newly crowned Mx Fredrick Pride 2026.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about that. What went into planning for that?
Well, on top of their poor planning, I was able to craft a package that was grounded in non-binary identity. Specifically, I'm actually wearing my Pride presentation that I won in.
It's beautiful.
And it sports the non-binary flag. It's talking about androgyny, teetering the line between masculine and feminine. Really hyper-focused on the aesthetic of the 70s and just how androgynous disco aesthetics are.
Absolutely.
And so I allow myself to really lean into that for my package and allow that to tell my story.
Absolutely. I think that's so fabulous. I think a lot of people don't necessarily get into the minutia of understanding the importance of pronouns and when we compete in certain arenas having the different titles. Can you explain to the viewers maybe what the difference is between the Miss, the Mister, and then the Mix?
Oh. So the three categories can be summed up into a variety of different ways, but for Mix, to start off with, that is a category for your non-binary performers. A lot of trans individuals choose to compete in that category as well, depending on the system. Your Mister is traditionally geared toward male entertainers or drag kings, and then your Miss is female entertainers, whether it be cis or trans women, and or your drag queens.
Absolutely great. I think that's great for people to have that understanding. Online, sometimes I see a lot of discourse about who can and cannot participate in drag. And first off, drag is for anyone and everyone. But also, too, I do like that we have these competitions where we do highlight the specific pronouns because it allows people to be seen. And the more that we have competitions that kind of diversify the titles that they hand out, I think the better for our community as a whole.
Yeah, and I think it goes beyond just recognition of pronouns. It's also about understanding that there isn't this strict binary and people show up and express themselves in a variety of different ways. And when we force someone into a box, it really does take away from their authentic joy and authentic self. And so the distinction and category creation is really important, I think. As it gives more room for everyone to have a place in the community.
Absolutely. And I know you are a very, very educated individual. I hear some of the terminology you're using, and I know that comes from your day job. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you do beyond the wig and the makeup and how you incorporate that into your drag?
Yeah, so out of drag, I am a full-time administrator for Shenandoah University down in Winchester, Virginia. And so the office that I work for is the Office of Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity, which at this time is one of the last few offices of DEI in the state of Virginia. And so I hold that very near and dear to me because the work is very important to me.
Absolutely.
And so within that, I oversee our LGBTQ student services as well as our Women's Center. And then part-time, I teach in the College of Arts and Sciences in the Gender Studies Department.
Wow, that is amazing. And how long have you been doing that?
It will be year 5 in September.
That is amazing. Can you tell me a little bit about the degrees you hold?
Yeah, so my first degree is in gender and sexuality studies with a hyper focus of sociology and philosophy. I really like to unpack how we've categorized gender and sexuality and how it's become so fluid. And the more we unpack and understand it, the easier it becomes to interact with it, I believe. And so the approach from the human behavior side, as well as the more philosophical question everything side, really helps open things up in a wider variety. From there, I have a master's degree in higher education leadership, which goes down to my day job. I
Absolutely.
focus on how to better equip institutions of higher education to be spaces where students can develop holistically while also achieving their academic goals, as well as student leadership development. How can we get them into a career and sustain that positionality in a variety of different ways? And so I like to incorporate all of those, not just in my work, but also within my drag.
That is so cool. Do you find that recently, because of the current administration and their attack on DEI, that being a leader in education is more challenging for you right now?
I actually find it to be more empowering. As someone who provides overt representation for the students on my campus and in my community, especially in a predominantly white rural community, it's really important to be a leader of color who is prominently queer and prominently vocal around my advocacy and education specifically. And so are there days that are frustrating and difficult because you have to navigate policy? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I'm doing what I love to do. I'm helping who I want to serve, and that can't be taken away from me. I refuse to let it be, actually.
Absolutely. And where do you see yourself going with the education that you have powered now with the drag and advocacy that you're doing?
I would eventually really love to go on the road and do webinars and talks and things of that nature and bring folks together to talk about gender and sexuality in a wider variety. I think me being a drag artist and with drag being so high in pop culture right now, it's a really good opportunity to bridge both of those identities of myself together. And I do a lot of workshops on LGBTQ allyship, pronouns, identity development, cultural competency, all of those different things. And I really think that with drag in general, I could reach audiences that aren't necessarily in academic realms 24/7, creating more accessible academic resources. That's really what I want to do.
Yeah, when they say the power of drag is real, I mean, I see all the time, especially during Pride Month, you know, news outlets will post about the Pride events that are going on, and the comments are so hateful, and it looks like people see us in makeup, and that's the first thing they see, but they don't realize that, in my opinion, before I see a drag artist in front of me, I see an educator, I see a leader, I see an advocate, I see a community engagement individual, someone that truly puts other people before them, and she happens to do drag.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it means so much to me seeing someone so Black, so fabulous, so excellent, standing in their power and forging this path forward of leadership. So thank you for that. It's truly
I'm happy
amazing.
to do it. And as a free spirit, I allow myself to spread my wings as far as they can go, especially with how high these gas prices are right now.
Right.
I try my best, but when it comes to showing up and showing out, that's what I do best.
Yeah.
It's a part of the name, so.
Absolutely. Miss Emerald Envy. So, Mx Emerald Envy. So, tell everyone at home where they can find you online and how they can keep up with the amazing work that you're doing.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Emerald Envy, 1D, 3 Ys, and Emerald Envy on Facebook, as well as TikTok, all of the same name. On all of those platforms, you will hear a lot more about the work that I do within a community, about my lesson planning that I put into the classroom, and all of those other variety of things. And so I hope you keep in touch. And I, again, appreciate you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much for being here, sister. Cheers. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
What are you drinking?
I have a tequila Red Bull, my drink of choice.
Okay, your drink of choice.
Gotta get lit and keep the energy high.
Gotta have the caffeine.
Correct.
See, I don't like the sugar. So I do a vodka water, trying to keep it skinny. I like that drink. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Dine-In Divas. Happy Pride, baby. Make sure you keep up with the divas online at www.depirosdivas.com and on Instagram at depiros_divas. And make sure you follow me, girl, the Queen Enigma, your fabulous host. Have a happy Pride, and I can't wait to see you next episode. Bye.